Hello, brothers and sisters. Please excuse my voice. I've got a little bit of a cold lingering, a little cough. I wanted to share my thoughts after the passing of the great Ron Ely. Ron Ely, of course, is most widely known for playing Tarzan in the original TV series from the 1960s. I was 7 or 8 years old when the show was on. I loved that show. It was a great show. And my mother and I used to watch it. My dad worked in the evening, and after Dad went off to work, I remember my mother and I would sit down and we would always watch Tarzan. Ron Ely also famously played Doc Savage in a camp comedic version of Doc Savage, which was a very peculiar movie. It was a mix of serious and silly. And it was hard to tell sometimes what sort of movie it wanted to be. And despite that fact, though, I must have been about 13 or 14 when the movie came out. And it still appealed to me because I saw something greater through the silliness that really appealed to me. And I want to come back to that. And I'm going to play a clip from that movie. The passing of Ron Ely made me think about what we've lost. I've watched films and movies just get worse and worse in terms of making the heroes anti-heroes, blending the dark and the light, making our heroes a little bit less heroic, and making our villains a little less villainous, until finally, really, all of the characters are somewhat gray, and there is a little bit of villain in every good guy, and a little bit of good guy in every villain. Now, is that realistic? In some sense, yes. Because as a Christian, I believe that all men and women are sinners. None of us are perfect, and that's absolutely true. But there's something to be said about having clear examples set. It's something to be said for saying, look, this is an exemplar. This is the way we should behave. And having a hero who is, for all intents and purposes, lily white. He makes a decision that might not be a good one from time to time, but basically he's a good guy and he stands for good stuff. And here's the bad guy and he stands for bad stuff. We've had all these heroes, quote unquote, on TV and in movies that are really bad guys. Breaking Bad. We've got the Joker and Penguin. And it seems like almost every movie that comes out, the hero, quote unquote, is actually a villain. They're a criminal, a drug dealer, heaven knows what. And I don't think that's good for us. I really, really don't. Even Batman, Superman is our greatest hero, probably. Truth, justice, and the American way. And if you'll notice, they've started taking the American way out of that. And so now we just have truth and justice. Truth and justice are the American way. And then in terms of Batman, we've seen him go from originally being a good guy who just happened to wear a dark costume and like to go around at night in order to infiltrate and observe, has become a much darker character and in fact psychologically broken and bizarre, almost like a semi-good guy version of the Joker himself. And so why are we doing these things? Ask yourself if it's good for you. I don't even watch this stuff anymore. As much as in my recreational time, I enjoy watching a good movie or reading a good comic book, I've just made a decision a year or two ago that I wasn't going to watch it. I wasn't going to give it my money or my attention. I want to see heroes. Now, I'm going to play a clip for you from the 1975 movie Doc Savage, starring Ron Ely, or Eli. I'm never quite sure how he likes his name pronounced. And I want you to listen to this. In 1975, this was not laughable. If you watch this and you laugh, then you should take a long, hard look in the mirror. And maybe you should reevaluate the books and the media that you watch. And maybe you should evaluate what you spend your time on. If it makes you laugh, then maybe you should take a hard look at yourself, at your cynicism, at your negativity, and ask yourself maybe if you should begin to spend your time on something else. Maybe you should think about going back to church.
Before we go, let us remember our code. Let us strive every moment of our lives to make ourselves better and better to the best of our ability, so that all may profit by it. Let us think of the right and lend our assistance to all who may need it, with no regard for anything but justice. Let us take what comes with a smile, without loss of courage. Let us be considerate of our country, our fellow citizens, and our associates in everything we say and do. Let us do right to all, and wrong no man.
Rest in peace, Ron Ely, and long live the lantern-jawed American hero, the champion of truth, justice, and the American way. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and God bless.